Macedonia in English. Just about everything you want to know.
Commissioner Füle presents Spring Report on Macedonia. The main conclusion of the report is that implementation of reforms is ongoing and largely back on track after the political crisis of January-February. Relations with neighbors remained good and steps have been taken on the bilateral relations with Bulgaria and Greece. Formal talks on the name issue under the UN auspices took on new momentum during the reporting period. The UN Secretary General's special representatives tabled another proposal last week in talks in New York with the two negotiators and hope that this can lead to agreement. EU Enlargement Commissioner Stefan Füle said at the presentation of the Spring Report on Macedonia in Strasbourg. EU's Catherine Ashton visits Skopje. The High Representative of the EU for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy, Catherine Ashton, said during her visit to Skopje that the long discussions on the name need to lead to a definitive conclusion and added that she encourages both sides to take full advantage of the efforts of mediator Matthew Nimitz. According to her, though the issue is difficult, there is no other alternative as far as the name dispute is concerned. She added that it is better that the issues are solved sooner rather than later. Ashton underlined that the good neighborly relations between the countries in the region are crucial. You have to maintain the dialogue, seek solutions and make concrete agreements, she stressed. PM Gruevski meets Qatari counterpart in Skopje. Further advancing of the Macedonian-Qatari relations, in particular the economic ones, and possibilities for direct Qatari investments in Macedonia were main topics of Tuesday talks between the prime ministers of both countries, Nikola Gruevski and Sheikh Hamad bin Yassim Al Thani respectively. Macedonia and Qatar are friends, and this meeting is yet another confirmation for the successful upward trend in advancing the overall relations, Gruevski told reporters. The energy, tourism, food processing and other sectors were notified at the meeting as potential for Qatari investments, Gruevski said. The PMs also tackled a possibility of introducing direct Skopje-Doha flight. Foreign Minister Popovski on EC Special Report. For 5 years in a row, the Republic of Macedonia is confirmed to be ready to start EU accession negotiations, and this is yet another confirmation that we are unjustly held up before the start of these negotiations. This was stressed by Foreign Minister Nikola Popovski in Strasbourg, who was in the European Parliament where he attended the presentation of the special report of the EC on Macedonia. According to Popovski, this report is an important message to all neighbors, particularly those that are part of the EU, about the energy needed for building European type of relations between our states, and showing constructive support for the further enlargement process. Strategy for attracting tourists of every city. The Ministry of Economy, together with representatives of travel agencies and owners of hotels, will create a special strategy for every city for attracting tourists. The first meeting was with the representatives from the Struga region. Our ultimate goal regarding the strategy for tourism development is that participation of tourism in the BDP reach 5% by 2020, said Minister of Economy Valon Saracini. He informs that in the strategy for 2013 and 2014, clear-cut criteria and activities for better tourist offer for foreign tourists are specified. International Monetary Fund assessment of Macedonian economy. Macedonia is a country with stable economy and stable macroeconomic performances in conditions of problematic surrounding. This is the assessment of the International Monetary Fund mission, which stayed in Macedonia in the past fortnight, stated at a joint press conference of the IMF Chief of Mission Ivana Vlatkova-Holar and Macedonian Vice PM Zoran Stavreski. Minister Stavreski said it was encouraging that the IMF mission conclusions show that Macedonia is stable economically. The general assessment is that our position with regard to the debt and budget deficit is adequate to the period in which we operate, and that Macedonia's outlooks are positive as soon as the Europe conditions are stabilized, stressed Stavreski.